There, no, your upper body has a tendency over the fence.
It's a cold, rainy day here in Pine Mountain, Georgia. We're at Big Bear Farm, and we've joined 20 devoted 3-day event riders at a clinic given by Denny Emerson. The USCTA coach and member is teaching his first clinic in Georgia and has an eye on the next Olympic Games.
Sit. Stay back, stay back, stay back, stay back. Yeah. You feel what that does? Yeah. You gotta cock the pistol before you can fire it. You gotta bring that balance back so it can then go forward. We'll do
a
this
clinic
a few times, everybody.
is of somewhat limited value, but there is value as long as the rider doesn't think that clinics can substitute for day-to-day teaching from a qualified instructor. What a clinician can do is come in and introduce some new ideas and perhaps hopefully leave the people with a little degree of enthusiasm. And you know how if somebody says something to you over and over and over, you don't maybe understand it, and somebody else can come in and say the same thing but in slightly different phraseology, and all of a sudden you say, God, I understand what you mean and I didn't before. I think sometimes a clinician can do that. But a clinician is no substitute for an instructor that is there, you know, on a daily or weekly basis. And the other thing a clinician better not do, and I think that it's very important that the clinician doesn't come in and get too critical and then fly out 2 days later, leaving a lot of people demoralized and feeling that they're not good enough. I think the clinician has to be careful that he or she is a positive influence rather than a negative influence. I try to do that.
Now turn. Now the oxer. Half off, half off, half off, half off. 1, 2, 5. Yeah!
Oh, good.
All right. Good. What do you feel?
The difference in the energy. He's more...
Yeah!
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right?
A little dense here.
No, it's not. You're a good rider. No. But it's a concept.
You know, when you read about in education or instruction, there's that trilogy of explain, demonstrate, and then they practice. So that you get some of it from the words, some of it from the visual imagery, and then they try to copy. So I think that there are excellent instructors that don't get on horses because they've been injured or they're older or whatever. And I think that many of them compensate for no longer being able to demonstrate it by being so explicit in what they say, or having somebody in the clinic that they can get to show the other riders for them. You know, I don't think you have to be a rider to teach riding, although I think there are elements where it helps.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There. See how it makes him jump? 5, 4, 3, 2. There. There. See, that's more jumper schooling. What I'm doing there.
Right.
Tell me what I'm doing.
You're getting him closer to make him use himself.
But I'm also trying to ride him where? To the fence.
You're riding him up to the fence.
Forward
and up.
to the fence, which makes him have to go
Yeah,
rock back and jump. Now, that's very different than riding him how to the fence.
I think a lot of people who are interested in eventing like the speed, the fact that it's a galloping, jumping sport, rather than, and they have to be a little bit brave and a little bit adventurous, and maybe not the kind of people that are worried about falling off every second. Because, you know, when you're galloping across country here, jumping 20 or 30 different jumps, you've got to like that. The same little kid that liked to watch The Lone Ranger when he was little. You know, I want to do that. Only here you feel that you're being a really complete horseman because you've got to be good at all 3 parts. You're not one-dimensional. You're not a specialist. You're a generalist. And it's a very demanding sport, and it's an Olympic sport. A lot of kids have their eye. There are not many riding sports that are Olympic sports. There are just 3: show jumping, dressage, and eventing, which is show jumping and dressage and cross country. And so for the kid who is or an older person who has his eyes set on, you know, high-level competition, sort of the overall, all parts of competition, everything that involves being a top-level horseman, that culminates in the Olympics. This is the sport that they want to do. You know, every kid wants to win an Olympic gold medal. The fact that very few do is no deterrent. They still want, they have that as their ultimate goal. I want to win, I want to be on the Olympic team, I want to win a gold medal at the Olympics.
Remember to square him up, you know, 5 or 6 strides in front this time, Dave. Stay back, sit, 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 sit. Yeah, really good.
I think in any sport, the number one word is discipline. You know, talent without discipline doesn't mean anything. So that's number one. How hungry are you? I read a thing the other day. How much fire is there in his belly? You know, how much does he want it? So that's number one. And then there are a lot of other things that go with it. The opportunity to ride on a place like this, you know, where there are horses to ride. You've got to get to be a good rider, you've got to ride horses. And if you have to go clean stalls and, you know, do whatever it takes, the kids that are really hungry will go do that. And then I'm a great believer, you know, in the sort of Vince Lombardi concept of the basics. You know, everybody said, why the Green Bay Packers? Why are they such a great football team? You know, Lombardi's Packers, they don't do any particularly fancy plays, but the point is they ran everything correct. Everything was, you know, the pass patterns were drilled and drilled and drilled. The blocking patterns were drilled and drilled so that they didn't make any mistakes. And if you are working with young riders, if you can work with the correct basics so much that they become instinctive reactions, that's what you build on. It isn't the hard stuff that's hard. It's getting the correct basics that's hard. Then the harder stuff, quote, hard stuff, gets easy because you're building it on a strong foundation.
Your more leg, 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 leg. How much is it worth to you for you to be the boss? Enough to get fit?
Yeah.
Enough to really get fit? Getting fit hurts. Let me take it from me. I lift weights 3 nights a week at night for about an hour at age 47. How much? Come on, keep them straight, 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 straight. Yeah, make it happen. How hungry are you? How good do you want to be? There's a price to pay, isn't there? Here it comes! Make it happen. Get him straight. Keep your leg there. Your long leg, your leg, your leg, your leg. Left-hander. Now he's going to run out if you don't make him go forward. Keep your leg on your leg, your leg, your leg, leg, leg. Don't do that again. Come on. Make him go. There, 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 there. No, you stopped him. You stopped him. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But don't try to either go or don't go, but don't half go, because that's when they crater. Keep your leg, 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 leg. Yeah. If you're going to do this sport, you got to do this sport. Don't half go. That's when you get in trouble. All right, good.
I'm 47 and I've been eventing since 1962, so I've been eventing for a long time. So I probably have a fairly, and I do a lot of these clinics. So I ride, you know, several hundred horses a year. So I'm pretty good at getting on a horse and feeling right away what needs to be fixed. And that's, you know, that's from 15 years of riding 300 or 400 horses each year. There's things that I can tell people, but the feelings that come with it, you only get through time. You know, I don't think you can, I guess the words to be meaningful have to have a feeling that go with them. I have that feeling through time and experience. If these kids are going to get good, they've got to put in the time.
All right. Yeah, good.
Gold Kiss formulates a family of horse feeds to meet your